It's the Melanin Queens.
Wait, girl, who's that?
Here's your host, Maria Michelle Lee, and Miss Sister Queen, Kim Ann Wilson, breaking down the misconceptions of how women treat each other and highlighting their royal beauty.
Hello. Happy Monday in our world. We are the Melanin Queens with Kim Ann Wilson and myself, Maria Michelle Lee. Today is a phenomenal day, and I cannot tell you why, because we have the most amazing, most luxurious, most queen of the creme, Miss Renae Thomas James. And if you don't know who she is, hold on, let me tell you who she is. She is the one, like, when you see our daughters, our daughters with the lustrous hair that they have, I have to promo my sons, Rashawn and Cayman. Cayman's dreads are on fire. Rashawn has got this hair that's like black man can't do no better. Those curls are coming in awesome. It is because the creator of Take Me Away Essentials is in the room with us today. Oh, no, I'm not done yet. Let me give you a little bit more of a shout out, Miss Renae. Our skin is the way it is, lustrous, never dried out, ashy, looking gray, always luminous because of her bath and body products, okay?
Phenomenal.
I can't live without my serum. I will go and get 3-4 jobs just to make sure that this liquid gold is within my every cell of my body. And if you are on the podcast today, you have to hop on to the video cast because you need to see how luminous this woman's skin is. And then you will see why we are hyping her up so much, because there is no hype. It's all the truth.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
Thomas James.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. I don't know how to follow that. Thank you for following me. Thank you for that introduction, and I am very pleased to be here with you, ladies. I am pleased. Thank you.
I'm excited. It's awesome to have you, Renae. You're such a powerhouse in what you do, and everywhere you go, you just emanate this sense of joy and happiness and laughter. So it's just a pleasure having you here with us, just to share, your thoughts and your views on our topic today, which is women entrepreneurs and our struggles. So I know we have a lot to share. I'll start by saying, 5 seconds ago I had baby right here in the middle, cradling and rocking and trying to put to sleep, while Maria, you had your broom and trying to pack up.
I still think that needs to be in bloopers. Still think it needs to be there.
Me too. I agree. Like the entrepreneur woman, like honestly, like what Kim said, it sounds a little echoey in here, but the reason is because we just moved into our own place. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. And so I'm sitting, I'm hiding the boxes, but I should be on top, right? And I mean, there's no furniture in here yet, but it's what we do. We have to keep going on. I mean, just before we went live, there was a broom in my hand and
yes,
baby in arms, and yes.
It is what it is, right? When you're a mom, it never stops, right? Or a wife.
Yeah. Or when you're an entrepreneur, you just have to do it. Like, this comes up, that comes up, you just have to do it. Have to get it done.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no in between. There's no what if. There is only how to. Right? Like, how do we get this done? Awesome job, ladies. I like seeing it. When I came on, Kim had the baby. Maria had her broom in her hand, and I'm like, this is it. Like, you guys have no idea how beautiful that was.
Yeah.
Right? We're not all polished and makeup and lashes.
There you go.
And heel.
Because it's life. It's not all life. Yeah. Life is not all polished always, right? So
Yeah, but it also shows too that it's doable. Like anyone can do it, right? If we, like we said, if I had the baby, Maria's got her broom, you've got to run off to a meeting, right shortly after here. Like this, anyone can do this. If you've got a message to share, you need to share it regardless of where you're coming from, what you have, and how you're going to deliver it. You just need to share it. You need to get it out.
There you go.
True.
There you go.
So Renae, tell us how you were able to launch this amazing product that we cannot get enough of, for one, but two, how you managed it, being a mom of two at two very different age groups as well, and then managing partnering up with your husband and just trying to keep the flow going.
Mm-hmm.
Maria, it was, well, for me, born and raised in Jamaica, coming to Canada, it's not normal here. Alberta, the climate here in Alberta is not normal. People say it's normal. People who have never lived here said it's normal, but it's not. So coming here, I think my skin and my hair got a shocker, because then you think, okay, cultural differences, you get a little bit of shock, but your skin and your hair will react. My hair and my skin did react. Mm-hmm. And the more I said, this is not normal, the more people told me this was normal, go get something off the market, keep applying. And I'm like, it's not working. And then it was literally a light bulb came on. I'm like, I'm Jamaican. I had to help to make castor oil. I had to help to make cocoa butter out of coffee nut, whatever the case. I had to help to make these things. I dreaded it as a child. I didn't like it. I liked the oil, so to speak, and I liked the balms, but I didn't like the process, right? And I said to myself, Renae, let's go back to basics. Let's go back to our foreparents and what they did when they were in poverty and couldn't afford what was on the market. So that is exactly what I did. I modeled my company off what I grew up on, which was in poverty, we had to make our own oils and balms. Kim is shaking her head because she's like, she has an idea of that, right?
No, not just idea. My grandma still to this day make her own oils. Like she goes,
there you go,
oil nut, and she pounds it.
Yes, it's a dreadful process, but that's what they had to do. That's what we had to do, from plants, tree roots, because that's what we had. We had nature, and we had to pull from nature because we had no money. So with that being said, I said to myself, you know what, Renae, let's go back to basics. Let's go back to when we had no money and we had plants, we had tree roots. And that's exactly what I did. I came up with my own recipes, of course, with a certain knowledge. It came naturally from me again because of my background. So with that knowledge, I came up with my own recipes. And when I started, the more I used, I trimmed my hair off. Like I was down to Maria's style. I just got rid of it. I was that tired.
Wow.
Of what was going on. It wasn't healthy. It was stringy. It was dry. It was breaking. It was falling. I was tired of it. So I went bald. And I started using my hair and my skin, body butters, face cream, hair butter, hair oil, body oils. And I think 2 weeks in, locals started saying to me, what are you using? I'm like, what do you mean? I saw you last week, your hair was this low and it's just growing. You are glowing. Like, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant. I explained to them, what I started doing. And lo and behold, that was a small village, southeast of Edmonton. I started selling my products there, and that is how I really launched. I'm like, okay, this seems to be going somewhere. Let's get it right with the government. I went and I got what I needed from with the government, put myself in alignment with the law, and started selling. And it actually grew within the first year just by word of mouth.
Wow.
Just by word of mouth. So yes, I'm happy for that.
That is absolutely amazing. We love it. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
And just to clarify something, so when Renae was referring back to Kim about what's going on in the islands, I have to say, I am Jamaican.
My apologies.
We didn't leave you out, Maria.
I am Jamaican too, and I can speak patois very well, very well. It's just that I so happened to have been created in the most beautiful island ever, but happened to be born in Canada. You understand?
Oh.
I understand.
Yes.
In the coconut, me get it. Me not rice and peas the short way. Me know how to do it the short way.
The short way.
You haven't heard of the short way? The short way is yes I can. Open up the can.
Yes.
Put the
I got it. Yep.
No sir, come out, mash up crackers. No. The long way always works best for me.
True.
I'm not letting that crown pass. I'm so sorry. I had to claim my inheritance. Yes.
Oh gosh. No, for real. But no. Kudos to you, Renae, for getting that epiphanic moment, right? When you're like, you know what? What's out there is not working for me. What can I do? How can I make this better? What can I do for myself? And I think oftentimes, most times as women, when we hit that road where, nothing out there is working for us, we tend to just kind of coil inward and just, close off and not do anything, right? But I think that's so important to notice that during that time, during the struggle, during that difficulty, during the pain, during the crackiness of your skin, right? You remembered back then. You remembered something that's basing your foundation, right? You remembered something that's innate, something that was inside of you.
Yes.
And I think a lot of we need to realize that when we go through our struggles, we need to have that eye open to realize that an opportunity can be birthed through my struggle, right? That can benefit me. Like, even though what you're going through is the toughest thing ever, you're not finding any luck, you're wasting your money, you're spending time doing this, doing that, doing research, and nothing is working. What do you have on the inside?
Right.
Yes. Beautifully said. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just before we went live, it's one of those things where I was sharing with Renae. It's not because it's happening to you, it's because it's happening for you. And I think if we would, slow down and settle into that for a second, we can see, because what did you say earlier, Renae? You could not stand the process when you were younger.
Right.
You wanted to be out there doing other stuff. You didn't want to be learning how to do all this stuff. But man, what does the Bible say? But there go I before the Lord. What does that say about if it was not for learning when you didn't want to learn?
Yeah.
And it go before you, right?
Yes.
And now you're here 20 some odd years later. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Actually 30 plus years later, because that happened. It happened because as kids we had to. I'm not sure if Kim experienced it. I refer back to Kim because I know Kim was there a little bit for a little bit longer, right? We had to. We didn't do it because we wanted to. Like, you need to come because this had to be done. So and so down the road need to get oil. So and so down the road need to get oil. We had to make it. And going back to Kingston, I had to carry oil with me, right? So again, with that, I had a certain appreciation for how certain oils are made. And like you said, because it was born out of poverty, I am now at the time in a position to actually make this happen, because it was happening when there was lack of opportunity. So why wouldn't I, and not only like Kim said, something about, doing it for myself. It's not even only for myself, but for my community. Let's be honest, there isn't enough Black entrepreneurs in my space. there is just not enough. And rather than, for me, some people would be like, oh, this space is saturated. And what I see is, it might be saturated, but there aren't many people that look like me. So let's resaturate the place, this space, with people who look like me. Let's give my people an option for skincare and hair care from people who look like me.
You know, I'm going to jump in, Renae, because you are so right. Because there was a time where, you know, people would say coconut oil like it is the new wonder. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is how I grew up. We don't use the...
We didn't have to use it when we don't want to use it.
All that stuff. I'm talking about in the places, the far off places, that if you don't have any business being up there in the mountains of Jamaica, you can find things to brush your teeth. Mm-hmm. But now these products are, you know, bastardized, and used for a greater market, and the naturalness of it all has come out of it all, but yet it's natural.
Yeah.
But in Jamaica or any of the islands at the Caribbean, any of the land of the Spaniards, anywhere where we would, all the products that we grew up on, that we had to source from ourselves, even in Africa, don't get me started, even there, right? Now they want these products like it's all in all, it's new, but honey child, we were birthed
in there. It's been there. But I think, Maria, I don't want to stray too far from the topic, but I think I think our people are now being, I don't want to say being awake, but we are now coming to the realization that we do possess something that the world needs, not wants, the world needs. And not only that, the world, except for our people, have been capitalizing on it. Like Maria said, watering it down and selling it. So let me ask you a question. Why is it that you don't look like me? You're coming into my community then, pulling from my plants, my tree roots, my trees, and then going back globally to make your money. Mm-hmm. That just doesn't sit well with me. And I'm like, look, I'm still having to educate my community, and that's okay. That's okay. If you don't know, you just don't know. Mm-hmm. Let's not even get started with Africa. I'm around Africans daily, and they still to this day, 2019, when the world is capitalizing off Africa, they don't know what they have. And I'm like, this Jamaican girl will be damned if she should not realize that she is from literal gold and will produce or continue to produce gold, right?
Queen, raise your crown, girl.
It's like, it's hot, Renae, it's hot. I know we're on here talking about entrepreneurial women, but I just have to say this one thing. I went to a meeting one time and they were talking about, you know, this company and natural products or whatever. I put my hand up and I said, and what are you doing to give back to you like to vacation there, you like to source from there. What is your sustainables? What are you doing to give back? Because I'm telling you right now, your penny does not mean much to us.
5 cents.
Because people seem to think that we're these people that carry babies on our back with a hoe and we're going through, but they don't seem to realize, if they know about the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. You understand the history of Pirates of the Caribbean. We were at one time, and I still believe that those islands are the richest piece of land. And every time someone tries to go in there and source from it, why do we have earthquakes and stuff like that? Because it shimmies down the gold, it shimmies down the diamonds, it shimmies down the oils and everything, so it goes further down, so that if we can't source it properly, nobody's getting it.
No, it's true.
That's all I have to say.
It's true. No, it's not all you have to say. That's a word. Mm-hmm. Like going back to the Caribbean, that's where exchanges were made. Let's That's where exchanges were made on our land, right? So that's a word, Maria.
Of course.
That's a word.
And all this thing, the underlying theme of it is ancestors, right? People before us, right? And it's crazy because in this day and age, in this era, our youths despise the elders, right?
Oh.
But if it wasn't for your elders, Renae, you wouldn't have this gem that you have right now, right?
Yes.
In the moment, you hated it, you despised it, you don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to do it. I'd rather be playing, I'd rather be doing this. But it's what you had to draw on, right? It's what you had to pull from to then make the dollars you're making right now, right? So this is just to say, queens, entrepreneurs, if you have an elder around you that's trying to impart, listen, because it is gold. It's worth weight in gold. Like, you never know, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to pull back and be like, you know what?
30 years from now,
right? I remember what my mom was saying. I remember what my grandma was saying. I remember what my teacher was saying. And look, I need it right now. And this is what I'm pulling from. So, you really need to pay attention to who you're listening to and how that can help you in your future. Like,
even if it's you're sitting there with your grandmother, right? Let's find out the story of Smucker's jam. Let's find out about, peanut butter. Like it came from a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken wasn't Kentucky Fried. We could go on about the history of entrepreneurship. Okay, the history.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship. There is a little girl right now sitting down with her grandmother or great grandmother making quilts, but now they're in Ethan Allen and honey child, you have to sell your car to get that quilt. You hear what I'm saying? It starts from somewhere. Yes. And they had to cook, and they had to clean, and they had to run errands, and they had to stop. Life happens, situations happen. And then sometimes while everybody else is gone to bed, there goes the entrepreneurial woman staying awake, making the videos, keeping up with social media, because if you don't keep visual, you're dead. Things like that. Oh, yes. Yes.
Maria, thank you for touching on that, because actually, people, I saw this quote the other day and it said something about people see the finished product, but they didn't see the journey.
Right.
And like you said, the entrepreneurial woman, I think in the marketplace, we face, for the lack of a better word, the most challenges. Let's not even, I'm just as a woman.
Yeah.
Let's not even go to the black woman.
Right.
That's a whole different level, right? So as a woman, we do face certain challenges. Like you said, we have to wash, cook, clean, iron, and the kids have to go to school. The kids have to excel in school. Your business, if you're not careful, your business can do like this because you have everything else going. So what do? We put everybody else to bed at 10 and 11, and then we are up another 5 hours. Guess what? Up for 5 hours, social media marketing, reading on what next to do, how next to grow, right? Listening to podcasts, listening to online seminars, you understand me? Whatever the case is. And then a few hours later, for some of us, they still have a 9 to 5. It's crazy in an entrepreneurial woman's world. Some of us say it's crazy beautiful. I used to say that all the time. In my life, it's crazy beautiful. But then what happens is we go like this and we forget to do this.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. We get on, the wheels start turning. We have to do this, and we forget to mellow. So with that being said, Maria, that was a quality word that you just gave about how much we have to do to actually excel in the marketplace.
And don't forget, when you have a significant other in your relationship, you gotta pour into that too.
Yes.
Right, Kim? Like
or you'll hear about it.
And let's be honest, as women, because I've spoken to many women in business, and sometimes the relationship is more the marital relationship It's more work than the business. Yes. It's true.
Yes,
You know, I listened a few weeks ago. I was listening to a week's worth of women, entrepreneurial women, just giving their talk on, you know, how their everyday lives. And let me tell you, these men, they do take time.
Yeah.
We have to put into them. You understand me? Or else, and we have to consider that, you know, this is real. This is what I want. This is what I need, and I have to make this work. And it does sometimes take more work than actual business. It does.
It is true. It's yeah.
Maria, I was like you until I listened, and I think the host for that, you know, she was like, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday. She said, I didn't realize all these women were married, but wow, you know, they have their challenges within challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, the business is a challenge, and then the family life is within all of that. So yeah, happens.
Yeah, and you know, and I think one thing that we need as entrepreneurial women is this, what we have right here, this support, right?
Community.
When we're going through those tough times in our marriage or whatever, you know, you need to work on that because you're being so focused on your business. You're spending so much time trying to build your business. You're spending so much time trying to do your marketing that sometimes maybe you haven't been spending enough time with your husband. Right?
Yeah.
We need the other woman, we need another queen to say, girl, you need to go spend some time with your husband.
Yeah.
Put that down. Come back later.
I get that. But when a man has I don't want to go off track. I really should say.
No, go ahead.
But when a man has a prominent position and he wants to hold on to that position, sometimes he will leave here at 7 a.m. and you don't get to see him till 7, 8, 9 p.m. Right? And you know, it's the reversal. It's the same thing. Well, you got to pour into us too, right?
Yes.
But how come society makes it seem as if it is okay for him to do that? But when we want to do it, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, it's just the fact that you're female and you want to go after the same thing. Don't you have a house to rent? Don't you? I remember, like, I've been told to my face by outside people that it's like, well, that is an unheard of. You know, you should be home. You should be cooking and cleaning for your children. And you should be catering to your husband. You know, going away all day to work on your entrepreneurial stuff. You know, that where's the value? Where's the value? We don't come up that way. We are not raised that way, Maria. This is not how we're supposed to be. I'm like, okay, but then when I do reach the mountaintop though, and it does look good to you, and it's profitable to you, then it's okay.
Yeah.
How did you get there? How did you get there?
And guess what? And out of it, my kids learn to wash them drawers, them learn to cook, them learn from them bed.
Independence.
Okay, because I'm teaching my kids the very thing that you will continue to do, and then when they go out there on their own.
Lost. I want to stay there for just a minute. I just want to stay there for a minute. I like what you said, and there in everything, because I like to look at it from both sides. I too was faced with that. Like, okay, you're doing too much. Like, God forbid. And for somebody to say that to me, it takes courage. Believe you me, because I will cut you where you stand. Like, but for you to say that to me, you know what? I said to myself, okay, let's open up conversation on this. And I've had this conversation as well with my husband. Okay, you're doing for the family, and in essence, fulfillment for yourself, because they are fulfilled as a human being. I said, I have to be fulfilled for myself and for my family. going out to somebody's job, which I mean, I'm still in that, is not fulfilling for me. I have to find myself to work myself out of that. So what is this going to take? It means my kids are going to have to be independent.
Aren't you?
I was. My kids, nobody babysits my kids. Ever since Joshua was they're 7 years apart. But I've always put that responsibility on her. Some people would be like, you shouldn't. I'd rather them be in their own space than someone else's space to mistreat them. Right? So she cooks. She's 17 and a phenomenal teenager. Does she give me headache? Of course. She's a teenager. Does she give me some challenges? Of course. And truth is, I welcome those challenges. I welcome them. It tells me that I have a beautiful life. This is what life is. So with that being said, she's washing, she's cooking, she's cleaning. She handles her brother in ways that would make me cry. Wow. I'm like, Asenes, give him a break. No, he needs to go read. Josh, go read a book. No.
Nice.
Like it puts me in a space of a proud mom. So with that being said, I'm not breastfeeding anymore. I'm able to operate in my business. I'm able to give back to my business. And that, like I said, these men, I love them. We have to work on them. Babe, I understand how you feel. I get it. I don't even like to say this is not 1950s anymore, because that is adding fury to fire. So I don't like to say this. I like to say, times are changing, and I want us to be there for each other.
Right.
So how can we make this work?
Right. That's well said, Renae. Well said. Honestly, it's amazing. And I want to say this one last thing, and then we're gonna ask you to, you're talking about your business and stuff, so just share a little bit more with the rest of the queens exactly what Take Me Away Essential is, even though Renae kind of spoke about it, but you can tell them where they can find everything. I want to close by saying one last thing. Like, regardless of what struggles you go through and what you have within you, if you realize, Renae, you had that within you for what you said, 30 odd years, right? But yes, no one was able to take it from you. No one can take that from you because it's yours, right? You went through that. It was inside of you. So regardless of what you go through, queens, no one can take it away from you. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to realize it, it is still there because it's yours, right? So you can tap into it at any time and make it work for you. So with that being said, Renae, please, can you tell us where we can find you and what you do and stuff like that?
Okay, so Take Me Away Essentials is an all-natural hair, bath, and body products company. We specialize we love our hair butter and our body butter. They are actually off the chart. My hair butter specifically is geared towards women of color, thick, yes, quite thick and rich, made with shea, mango, cocoa, capuchu, kukum, and shea butters with carrier oils such as castor oil, wheat germ, pumpkin, and more. We are scented with essential oils because of the property of essential oils and how they help our hair and skin. Our body butters are this thick.
Nice.
Yes. I find that we help to cure dry skin and skin conditions because of the richness and what it is in it. Most market products, they will carry maybe 3 different types of butters. I went to 6, and I will continue to go to 6 because of what it produces, the result it produces. So you can find me or us at takemeawayessentials.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram at takemeawayessentials.com.
Awesome.
Or Facebook and Instagram, Take Me Away Essentials.
No, that's perfect. So for all you who are listening, you have to go over to YouTube to see the thickness of the butters. Renae was showing how thick it was, and it wasn't falling out the jar. So you need to come to the YouTube channel to see and follow her. All the links will be in the description anyway, so you can just click and follow her and go buy your own products. Don't take our word for it. You need to try it for yourself. So Maria, over to you.
Well, once again, it's been an amazing, amazing chat. Join us next time for another great chat, another healthy conversation. Remember, you are the queen of your domain.
Bye, guys.
Bye. That was beautifully said, Maria.
We're all royalty. Fix another queen's crown. And when you do it in private. Until next time, girls.